when Sharif stood up to give the opening, before we talked about Charlie, before we talked about Grafton, before we talked about what happened to Charlie, before we talked about the damages part of the case, what we did is we told the jury that this was a case about an institution that was trusted to take care of somebody and made a promise to take care of somebody and then broke that promise. And we framed it in a way that, it could be like in Charlie's situation, somebody in a psychiatric treatment facility, or it could be dropping a kid off at school, or it could be taking a grandparent to a nursing home. All of these situations are situations that are familiar to normal average people like our jurors and that they can relate to. And I think framing it in that way set us up for success when we got to the point where we told them what this particular case was about. And then from there, we introduced Grafton, the promises they made. There was also some statements they made on their website about their values being accountability and integrity. We introduced Grafton, then we introduced Charlie, who he was, some about his background, and then we got right into the video of what happened to him. At the end, we told them what we were asking for, but all of it flowed from that initial framing of a betrayal of trust by an institution.
And again, I want to make clear that this was not just to me, this thing. That while I'm looking up those words, can you share with us what was the first image that we showed the jury during it?
There is an AI-generated image of a child sitting by himself in a hallway, which became an important theme in the case.
We were very intentional about making sure that we did not get sucked into the very easy thing of just talking about the incident, right? Because the case, at least from our standpoint, wasn't just about what happened to our client. I mean, certainly it was, but it's about trust, and it's about the importance of that trust. And so what we did at the very beginning is we had this photo of AI generated, a man basically dropping off his kid at the door of who knows what it could have been, a school, a nursing, whatever it was. Well, probably not a nursing home, it was a kid. But we used these words. So we said, good morning. Every one of us has been that man in that photo. Every one of us has taken a loved one, be it a child, an elderly parent, and taken them to a school, a treatment center, a nursing home, a hospital. We did our research. We spoke with the people there. We shook their hands. And ultimately, we trusted that when we walked away, turned away like that man in that photo, that our loved one would be safe.
Thanks for listening to Courtroom Stories and Tactics by RVA Trial Lawyers. Hosted by Sharif Gray and Niall Abuzaki. Please subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or any major podcast platform. Together, we're building a tribe of trial lawyers to remind the world what human life is truly worth, one verdict at a time.